personal and professional development that occurred in the last 3 days, my general thoughts. Loved the 3 days. I think what stood out for me more than anything was watching Ken perform his craft or do his job. I appreciate people that really know what they're doing and are good at it. It inspires me to be good at what I do and work at perfecting my craft. So that stands out for me. From what assessment stood out, I really enjoyed going through the PSI, the SSI. I think personality style affects so much of our professional and our personal life. Self-awareness is, it can do nothing but help us improve how we communicate and how we understand how other people communicate. When we lack self-awareness, we have filters that don't allow communication to come through. And so by understanding who we are, we can understand others. You know, there's that old saying, know thyself. The other thing that really stood out for me is that the concept of you either control your personal style or your personal style controls you. So that really stood out for me. We will be able to use the PSI and the SSI in our retail organization to help our staff communicate well with our external customers, people that are coming in to buy furniture, but more importantly, we have lots of internal customers. Co-workers, we have sales staff that interact with warehouse staff, warehouse that interact with service staff. We always need to get things done, and how we can communicate with each other will be huge. Love the interaction. I think the type of group that is at this 3-day seminar are very, they're open to being honest, they're open to learning, and they're open to being vulnerable, which is great. So when you start with that type of group together, you go deep quickly. And that's what I found. We went deep very quickly. What did I learn? It was really interesting for me after thinking through the PSI, trying to understand what everybody else in the group style was, and then again, hearing their answers, hearing their feedback through that lens, so I better understood what they were trying to communicate. That I really enjoyed. I was really worried, starting at 8:30 in the morning, going till 10 o'clock at night. I have a really short attention span. And I found myself engaged. And that is really, it's partly material, but it's a lot style. It's the, knowing when to take breaks, knowing when to get participation, knowing when to talk, knowing when not to talk. It was really good. Again, I said earlier, watching someone who's good at their craft is really inspiring. So yeah, loved it, enjoyed it. Would I recommend the 3 days? Yes, I would. Unexpected. The price of the 3 days for my own personal development was worth it. So if I got nothing else professionally out of it, it would have been worth the time and the money. What I think it will do personally for me with my relationships with my family, with my wife, with my co-workers will be worth it. That was an unexpected part. I expected to get good information and things that I could use with my staff to make my business better. And I'm almost looking at that going, that will happen. That's almost a really good gravy. The value was with me personally and worth it just for that. And it's easier to sell. People pay for professional development. They go to counseling for personal development. Great 3 days, really enjoyed it. Looking forward to working with CRG over the long term.